it's Sharonda from Pay or Wait, okay? Queen of reviews and reactions, mother of the comment section, first of her name, okay? We're talking about Game of Thrones, the series finale, honey. And so first and foremost, shout out to Kenny who like tweeted this to me asking me where the hell was my review. I just wanted to let you know, like, I love what you sent. Thank you so much, okay? Also too, a couple announcements before I get into the series finale, so bear with me. Guys, great news. Your girl got accepted into Comic-Con, okay? So my press application was accepted, but I need y'all help, okay? Because I gotta pay for this stuff on my own, and I ain't got no damn coins. I just pay rent, okay? So I launched a GoFundMe. I will include the link to my GoFundMe. If I can just get everyone to donate $1, like if we just get a fraction of people who watch this to just donate $1, I will hit my goal, and I can book my hotel and flight to give y'all all the content that you need. Also, too, my Patreon page is launched, okay? So, guys, let me know if you want me to change anything. This is for you guys, so let me know. Is there any other content that you want to see? Please send me a message. Do whatever you need to do. I will have all the links below. Now, my father saw my Game of Thrones reaction from last week's episode. I was a little angry, so he told me to give a disclaimer that he did not raise his child to curse, okay? That they raised me in the Lord's house, okay? But he understood and he said, Sharonda, tell them how you feel, baby. And that's what I'm going to do. We're going to get into this series finale reaction. So, you know, it's a special occasion. It's the last episode. I had to rig my, like, white Hennessy. So if you're wondering why the hell this is topped like this, I just had to rig it because we got to protect the lipstick at all costs. So getting into the series finale, okay, season 8, episode 6. Still don't know what the hell it's called, but it don't even matter because they wasted 8 years of our lives. So let's get into this. So the beginning of the episode opens up and Tyrion is walking around. He's basically looking at all the wreckage of what has happened. Dany went crazy on everybody and just basically burned the entire town. So they just looking at dead corpses. We see people walking around, like their bones are showing, like their flesh was burned off. Jon and Davos, they're walking with Tyrion to see like all that has happened. And so Tyrion goes to the Red Keep because he's trying to figure out, did his brother and his sister survive? You know they didn't survive that. I did have hope alive that that Cersei survived. I interviewed O'Shea Jackson Jr. for Godzilla today, which should be up tomorrow. I was arguing back and forth with him. I was like, Cersei alive, I feel it. But he was like, no, and he was right. So Jaime's sitting up there going through the Red Keep, and then he sees Jaime's hand in the rubble. And you know what? As much as I feel like Tyrion should die, I felt that when he was crying and he saw his head and he was taking away the rubber. I said, Tyrion, I know you ain't shit. And your brother and your sister weren't shit either. But I felt for him in that moment. I was like, you know what, Tyrion, I'm going to put my differences aside and I'm here with you. I feel your pain right now. So I felt that, okay? Meanwhile, Jon and Davos, they walking around and then they run into Grey Worm. And then they were looking like, what you doing, son? He was like, we executing the prisoners. And he was like, who told you to do that? Sir, my queen told me to do that. Like, it don't matter what you're telling me to do. Then he grabbed Grey Worm's arm, and I was like, and then Grey Worm looked like, do something. I dare you to do something right now. And so basically that was like, look, fall back, because I see that look in Grey Worm's eyes. Today is not your day, Jon. Just back up just a little minute. So he backed up. He said, you know what? I'm going to go talk to the queen. And then Grey Worm was like, yeah, take your damn hand off of me. And then they executed the soldiers. So we already know it's like the Wild Wild West is going on right now. And that's what's happening. So we see that Arya is walking around. She sees Jon as he's walking. She's walking. I'm thinking she about to go kill Cersei. But like, nah, that's not what happened. But what we did get, okay, that scene, even though this episode was definitely not my cup of tea, and I would definitely probably say this episode was trash. It was horrible, y'all. Y'all know this wasn't no good series finale. But the scene when we see Dany walk up, and as Drogon basically extends his wings, and then it looks like kind of those are the wings of Dany. I just thought that shot was so beautifully done. So if y'all didn't get nothing else right for this episode, because y'all didn't get a lot right, y'all did that with the cinematography, okay? I felt that. But talk about someone put their big boy pants on today. My man Tyrion came up Dany sitting up here doing her little speech to the Dothrakians and the Unsullied, talking about, hey, this don't stop here, okay? We're going to free everybody. We freeing everybody, and they are going to rule up under me, okay? So Tyrion walked up. I was like, Tyrion, what are you doing? Like, you don't think she don't know about what happened with Jaime? And then guess what happened? As soon as he rolled up there, she was like, I know that you let your brother go free, and that's treason, okay? And then he was like, that's fine, I let my brother go, but you burned the whole city, bitch. That ain't what he said, but that's basically what he should have said and what he implied to her. So she looking at him, and then he looking at her, and I was just like, oh shit, it's about to go down. Then when Tyrion took his the king's handpin and just threw that shit down the steps, I said, ah! Tyrion's trying to die today. You're trying to die today, Tyrion. And I was totally here for that. I was like, you know what? I've been hoping that you would die, but if this is how you're going to go out, I am here for every single moment of it, okay? I was hyped. I was lit for that. Then Dany basically sends Tyrion away. She sends guards, take him away. Jon looking like, fool, what is you doing? I was wondering the same thing too. Like, Tyrion, like, this is not the time, but okay, I guess you said that you got to die someday. Might as well be today. You going to go out how you want to go out. But in the midst of all of that, you know, Arya stops Jon as he's basically about to go try to figure out what's going on with Tyrion. And she was just like, he was like, well, what are you doing here? She was like, I was here to kill Cersei. What else do you think I was here for? And then he was just like, you know, go wait for me outside the city, you know, I'll be there. And she was like, bruh, let me give you a little words of advice. I know a killer when I see a killer. That hoe over there, I ain't gonna call her no hoe because she ain't no hoe. She a strong woman. That trick over there, she's a killer, okay? And anything that comes in the way between her and her throne, which is you, because we know who you really are, that's gonna be a problem. Like, she's always going to be threatened by you. And I was like, Arya ain't never told not nan lie, and she ain't telling not nan lies today, okay? So we see that Jon goes to talk to Tyrion. So Tyrion's waiting to figure out what the hell happened. He was like, hey, did you by any chance bring me some wine? And then he was just like, no. And she's like, okay, well, beggars can't be choosers. So they're having this conversation. And then Tyrion is basically telling Jon, like, Dany gotta die. Which we all knew after she burned the city that Dany had to die. Because at the end of the day, when Tyrion's explaining this to Jon, when you truthfully in your heart believe that what you're doing is right, there is no amount of reason or anything that someone can say to you to change your mind. And that is what they're threatened by, the conviction that Dany has that what she is doing by liberating people, whether she had to kill children because that is how Cersei made it, she did what she felt needed to be done, and she still truly believes that her cause is just. And that is the problem. And that is why Tyrion is just like, at this point, I can't support her anymore. Because when does it stop? She just playing her whole next world tour of like world domination for the 7 kingdoms, okay? We can't let that go down. So then Johnson up here actually defending what she has to say. And I'm just like, oh, this is why I can't stand Jon. I hope Jon died. Because he just bothers me. He's so naive. He's so in denial. And so he's just like, that is my queen. I have to do what I have to do. Like, he was like, so if you were in the same position as Dany, tell me that you would have did the same thing that she did. And that fool know that he wouldn't. And that's why Tyrion just looking at him like, you are really dumb. Like, for real. Like, you are so dumb right now. And I just don't understand why you don't get it. Like, I would not ask this of anyone else, but clearly I'm finna die, so I need somebody to go kill her. So we think that Jon is on some BS, and so Jon goes to talk to Dany. Now, this is another scene that was beautifully shot. As we see Dany she sees the Iron Throne. Like, this is what she's been working all her life to get to, and she sees it. It's in her grasp. And then as she's about to sit down, she see Jon bitch ass, okay? So Jon ruined the moment for her. It's fine, it's whatever. So Jon basically confronts Dany about what has happened, what she has done. And so Dany is just like, I did what I had to do. And like, at the end of the day, like, Cersei used her people as a weapon, which, you know what? I'm still rocking with Dany on this. She did. And I totally get it. And I really hate that from a writing standpoint that they tried to make Dany look mad because she didn't do anything different than what Cersei would have done in her position. And I think that's how you win the long game. You do what others do not have the strength or the courage to do. Now, was it wrong that she was out here killing children? Yes, but Cersei brought them there to call her bluff. So she basically killed those kids. Like, she helped facilitate all the children, all the women dying, all the innocent people dying of King's Landing. And Cersei had a hand in that as well. So I think that is really unfair for us to really put everything on Dany. And I hate that from a writing standpoint that Dany really had to go out with everyone thinking that she's just this crazy person. Because I'm like, Tyrion, you sitting up here talking about that she gotta die, but you was still sitting up here trying to protect your little raggedy ass sister who had like a lot of deaths by her hand, and you were still trying to protect her. So now that I'm really thinking this out loud, I'm sitting up here thinking this out loud, it's really bullshit how they did Dany at the end of the day. Like, I think that they did Dany wrong. I know that they did Dany wrong because she has done nothing different than what anyone else has done in her same position. Jon bitch ass wouldn't have done it, but Cersei would have done it. And like, Tyrion, you were still trying to save your sister's life. And she been ain't shit since like season 1. So I have issue with this now that I'm thinking about it. I wonder how you guys feel about it. Do you feel like I made a point? Because I feel like I'm sitting up here telling a message right now that Dany was did hella dirty and she really didn't do anything wrong. That almost made me feel like, are they threatened because she's a woman? But I ain't gonna take it there. We gonna keep it rolling with the episode. So, so Dany trying to beg Jon, like, rule by my side. Stop all this nonsense that you're saying and just rule by my side. And so Jon kisses her, and I'm like, this motherfucker, like, you just gonna fall for this again. I was like, I can't stand him. I cannot stand, I'm gonna say I can't stand this Negro. He ain't no Negro, but I can't stand him. And then he stabs Dany. And I was like, oh, you really had it in you, didn't you? I was like, okay, indulge me. Okay, I'm here for this right now. But was I the only one who felt like when he killed her that her death was so anticlimactic? I was just like, oh, so you really killed Dany? Okay. Boring, okay? That whole scene was so boring. I was mad because she died and didn't even get to sit in the damn throne. You done did all of this, put your blood, sweat, tears. You done helped them win the battle with the White Walkers and all of this, and you couldn't even sit your ass down for 5 minutes. Okay, you couldn't take 5 minutes out of your day to go sit down without Jon interrupting all of this mess. I just felt like it was so disrespectful. So as she dies, we see Drogon, which I thought it was really cool how when Jon's walking to go talk to Dany, that he sees like this kind of, it looks like rubble, but it was really Drogon like hiding himself in the ash, and he just popped up out of nowhere like, oh, hey uncle, it's just you. No, hey nephew, it's just you. Okay, you can go ahead and talk to her. So we see that Drogon appears because he knows, he can sense that something has happened to Dany. So he popped up. I was like, oh shit, he finna kill Jon. Because I would have killed Jon. I was just like, you just did a little sneak attack like that. It was kind of like messed up, but it is what it is at the end of the day. So we see that Drogon comes, he looks, he's trying to nudge her, and this is what really got me. Like, if any other scene this is the scene that got me. He's trying to nudge Dany to see, like, is she awake? He realizes that Dany has died. He knows that Jon is the one who has killed Dany, and so he gets upset. But we think that he's about to set Jon on fire. Even Jon was looking like, well, I guess I met my end. But instead, Drogon basically destroys the Iron Throne. Now, this could be symbolic because he knows at the end of the day, the only thing that has led to Dany's death was her pursuit for power in the Iron Throne. So he destroys the one thing that has led to his mother's death. Or also, too, I mean, at the end of the day, if Jon is actually Targaryen, then he cannot be burned. So Drogon's like, I'm not going to waste my damn fire breath on his little bitch ass. I'm going to go ahead and destroy the throne. The one thing that everyone is going for. And if my mama can't sit on the throne, nobody will ever sit on the throne. Ever. Okay? Ever. So Drogon destroys the throne. He basically picks up Dany, and then he flies off into the distance, and I really felt that. First of all, whoever did the effects for Drogon's face, I can sense all of the emotion. Even when Drogon looked at Jon like, you raggedy ass bitch. I should have known. She should have never trusted yo behind, okay? I felt that. I felt Drogon, okay? That was the scene that actually got me more than Dany actually being killed by the hands of Jon. That didn't do anything for my life today, as well as this entire episode. But yes, so we see that time goes by, Jon kills Dany. So as a result, Jon has actually been placed in prison, but we see that the guards have come to take Tyrion to basically hear his judgment. So Grey Worm comes from Tyrion and he presents them before. Now what we have is a council, because we don't have a queen, we ain't got no king, we don't have nothing. So now Tyrion has been presented amongst the different families, and so they are having this discussion. And so Arya and Sansa like, hold up, where our brother at? Like, okay, that's Tyrion, but where our brother? Grey Worm like, bitch, you ain't getting your brother back, okay? He killed the queen. You can talk about Tyrion. We're not talking about him. So then Theon's sister tried to say something like, hey, like, we pledge our loyalty to her. Like, we not sitting up here trying to free Jon. Arya was like, bitch, say one more motherfucking thing about my brother and see what happens. Say something. I dare you to say something. Do it. I dare you. I'm ready to jump, okay? I've been waiting. I couldn't kill Cersei, but I could sure kill your ass, okay? I felt that when she said it. So they're having a discussion, and basically they're trying to figure out who is supposed to be the ruler of the Seven Kingdoms at this point. So first of all, this is one of my favorite moments of the episode, because when Sansa's uncle got up to basically say that, like, okay, I know you guys, like, don't want to choose anyone, but I want to put my name out in the hat. And when Sansa was like, uncle, sit down, I said, well, bitch, you didn't have to embarrass your uncle like that. But I was here for every minute of this. I was like, Sansa. Yo, she shaded the hell out of her uncle, but I was here for every single second, moment, minute of it. I love that part, okay? So then we see that Sam was like, hey, like, why is it just us that gotta vote? Why can't the people vote? Because they the ones who gotta deal with all these petty ass rules that y'all come up. Everybody looked at Sam like, bitch, fuck your democracy. We're not here for it. And the gag was on you. Everyone just laughed. I was like, so damn, y'all really just against democracy like that? Like, is that big of a deal to y'all? Okay, fine. You guys are the real losers. So then Tyrion comes up with this whole idea, which I'm so perplexed by this entire scene, because I'm just like, Tyrion, your ass like supposed to be sentenced for treason, but you sitting up here having a hand as to who the next king or queen will be of the Seven Kingdoms. I just thought the whole idea was just so ludicrous to me. Like, so y'all still taking advice from Tyrion, even though he like basically went to help his brother and sister. Like, y'all still listening to this fool, whatever. So he basically nominates Bran to be the ruler of the seven. But there's a caveat, because as they were voting, Sansa said, let me tell y'all something. I did not go through what I went through to be answering to my little raggedy baby brother. That is not in my ministry. That is not what I signed up for. Not today, Satan, okay? And I like how she looked at him like, bruh, you know I love you, right? But I am not here for any of this that is happening. I just cannot do it. So they take a vote. Everyone's saying aye. Sam was the first aye. Then everybody saying aye. Sansa was like, hey, did y'all think that I was lying? Like, are you hard of hearing? Did I not tell you guys that we will not be bending the knee for nobody? Even if it is my little raggedy brother, I'm not bending the knee for nobody. So we gonna be independent. You gonna be the king of the Six Kingdoms, because Winterfell is, no, that's ours. We're not doing this no more. We're not doing it. So they agreed to it. But this what really got me. This was the gag, y'all. The gag was, there's two gags. First and foremost, why did y'all call him Bran the Broken? Really? That's all y'all could come up with, Bran the Broken. First and foremost, Bran had to run for his life. Well, not really run for his life, because Jaime threw him out of a window, or whatever you would call that in the Westeros days. He basically crippled him. He had to go on the run to survive, okay? Hodor got killed trying to hold the door to save Bran's life. The Night King was coming after Bran. Bran had been through a lot. So what I need you guys to do, while I am underwhelmed that at the end of the day, Bran was the ruler of the Six Kingdoms, don't discount what Bran has been through, because he's been through a lot. But what the real gag is, while all of y'all was sitting up here fighting, it just makes me laugh just thinking about it. All of y'all was sitting up here fighting. Everything that everybody went through, Bran been sitting his behind down, minding his own business, protecting his own energy, knowing he knew he was going to be king. When he told Tyrion, he was like, well, what you think I brought my ass up here for? You think I made this journey just because I felt like it? No, I knew I was finna get the crown. That is the real gag. Bran didn't lift a finger, didn't bat an eye. He let his eyes roll to the back of his head. He was sitting here chilling through every battle, everything that everybody went through. Let his brother Rob go on a whole campaign to take over, and he just chilling, knowing that he was gonna be the king of the 7 kingdoms or the 6 kingdoms. I was just like, now that is a gag for everybody. Bran just sat here, chill, minding his business, staying quiet, let everybody do the heavy lifting, and just got the crown. I was just like, well, I'll be damned. Like, Bran, I gotta give it to you. That was the gag of the century. Because if anyone would have said, except Edward, my friend Ed, who said that he knew that Bran was going to be the one to get it, which he's foreshadowed it, because if you pay attention, the whole time Bran has always said, he's been telling everyone, you've done everything that you were supposed to do. You were in the right place at the right time. Bran was like, look, y'all, everything you did, Theon, you dying trying to protect me, you was protecting your king and you didn't even know it, but I knew it. That's still the craziest thing to me out of this whole episode. Bran is the one who got the damn throne. This is just still crazy to me. I'm still trying to process it. I'm still mad about it. But at the end of the day, I can't even be mad. This man just chilled his ass out and just got the damn throne as a result. It's just crazy to me. But we see that they now have to come up with a decision on what to do with both Tyrion and Jon. So the punishment for Tyrion is that he has to be Bran's hand. Because the whole fact of the matter is Tyrion ain't trying to be nobody's hand no more. He tired. He doesn't trust his own judgment. He doesn't think he's as wise as everyone has led on to be. So he was like, look, your punishment is your little behind gonna be up here with me, sitting up here. I don't want to be no king, but you gonna sit up here and rule with me and fix all the little raggedy mistakes that you have made, like, over the course of time. I think I'm getting tipsy from this damn liquor. I shouldn't be sipping this straight like this. So then the question is what to do with Jon, because Grey Worm is not having it, okay? But can we talk about the second gag? The black man survived. Yo, do you know how important that is, that one of us survived? We normally the first ones to die. The black people are always the first ones to die. Missandei couldn't survive, but my man Grey Worm, he survives. But he was mad because he was like, Jon gotta go, y'all. I'll go ahead and let y'all take Tyrion as the hand. But Jon gots to die. He has to pay for his mistakes. But the agreement that they came upon, which is crazy because Tyrion's like going to Jon when Jon was just talking to Tyrion, when Tyrion's supposed to die. He's basically just like, look, bruh, I fought long and hard for you, but we couldn't just let you go without having any consequences. So basically, Jon has to return back to the Night's Watch. He cannot take a wife. He cannot have any kids. He is basically just supposed to go serve the Night's Watch. And he was like, there's still a Night's Watch. I was like, exactly. What are y'all protecting? Ain't no White Walkers. So, like, what are y'all watching but beyond the wall? I'm just really confused by this. So Jon has to go to the Night's Watch to where he will live out his days until he dies. That's his punishment because Grey Worm wasn't having it. He was like, I am not having this shit. So if y'all don't want another war, then you need to go ahead and figure out what the hell you're going to do with Jon, because I stay ready. I'm ready. Let me know. I'm ready to jump at any time. So basically, that is Jon's punishment. So we see that Jon, one more time, can say goodbye to his siblings. Sansa basically says she's going back to the north where she will be queen. Arya decides that she's going to be like a little bootleg Christopher Columbus minus stealing people's lands. So Arya said, look, I'm going to... Oh, wait a minute. We gotta talk about Arya and Sansa and them cousin. Y'all see the cousin, the one who used to be breastfeeding on their auntie when he was breastfeeding? Look, when they say titty milk does a body good, can we talk about the glow up that their cousin had? Did y'all see him? I think his name is Robin or something. Did y'all see him? I said, hey, that titty milk did you good. I see you. Said I'm gonna come back for the glow up for the final episode, okay? Y'all don't remember me, but you gonna know me now. Yes, okay? So back to what I was talking about, because I had to give him a shout out. I was just like, look at that glow up right there. So Arya said that she's gonna go try to discover what's like west of Westeros because there's nothing on the maps. So she's gonna be a little discoverer. Hopefully she's not stealing people's lands like Christopher Columbus. But you know, I'm here for the Arya spinoff. You know, whatever you guys are doing with Arya, I am right there with you guys. I thought it was really great how they kind of show the Stark children kind of walking to their new destinies at the same time. We see that Jon goes back to the Night's Watch. We see his buddy Tormund. He reunites with Ghost. You shouldn't have left Ghost in the first place. I do think it's still pretty shitty that at the end of the day, Jon ended up right back where his ass was at the beginning of the first season. That, you know, he had to give up all these things, but that's what you get, bitch. Because you should have just told people who you were. Because I guess it doesn't matter at this point. I guess they just said like, hey, because the Unsullied are threatening war, we can't even tell people that you're the rightful heir. So you got to do what you got to do. But I still think it's crazy that he ends up right back in the place that he's always started. But he never wanted to be king anyway. And he was never going to be my king in the first place. So you got what you got. But he really didn't get no punishment. He just back to doing what the fuck he was doing before all this little war stuff started in the first place. So Sansa goes back. I'm actually happy about what happened with Sansa because she just wanted to be queen. Sansa just wanted to be queen. She went through all this stuff. She said, I ain't been in the need for nobody else. So she's the queen of the North. Everyone bows down to her. She's her own independent country. She don't want nothing to do with nobody else. She just out there looking fabulous. You saw the little outfit she had? Said, yes, bitch, you better work that entire outfit. I need it. I want it. I love it. So that's pretty much what's happening with the Starks. We see that now this whole part of the episode was so pointless to me. Outside of Brienne writing Jaime's story, she finally gave Jaime's story an ending saying that he died protecting his queen, which I know that had to really hurt, like, writing that for him. He still didn't deserve that, but I respect you being a good, upstanding woman, okay, and knight, okay, put some respect on Brienne's name and doing what you had to do, being the bigger person. I appreciate you for that. My petty ass couldn't have done it, but I'm glad that you did it. So we see that they have this meeting, like the first meeting with everyone, with Sam. Bronn is the next gag, because Bronn sat up there and got paid by both sides and just waited this whole thing out and still got paid, got his title, and now he's the master of coin, okay? He in control of all the coins. So he's the next gag outside of Bran, who just sat there and minded his own business and just waited for the best person to win so he could collect either way it went. So I was here for that as well. They have this really pointless conversation. It really don't even matter. I'm not even gonna waste my time talking about it overall. But that's pretty much how it ends. Like, Jon goes off with the wildlings to go do whatever the hell he's doing. And I'm just like, where the fuck is Drogon? Because he gonna come back and get y'all ass. That's why Bran's sitting up there worried about where the hell is the dragon. Y'all talking about we hope that he's far away. He coming back to get revenge for his mama. Don't you try to deny it. He coming back. He not done with y'all yet. But overall, what I would say for this episode, I'm so indifferent about it. I don't have any emotions. I ain't mad because I'm protecting my energy in 2019. And I said after last week, you guys aren't going to affect me like that no more. So overall, is it the way that I expected them to end the series? No, I wasn't happy about it in any way, shape, or form. Once again, I think they were more gung-ho about setting up the spinoffs, the prequels, that are coming out of Game of Thrones than really trying to focus on leaving a satisfying ending for everyone. I do think they wrapped up all of the character storylines. I thought that Dany's death came way too soon. It was so just like anticlimactic. Basically, this whole episode, I felt like they could have just added an extra 20 minutes and did all of this shit for last week's episode. Y'all didn't even really need an episode 6 because ain't nothing happened. Nothing really happened that was like, oh my gosh. It was just a bland. It was like, this episode was like cooking some chicken and not putting no seasoning salt, no pepper, no extra seasons that don't make no difference, but it just makes you feel better because the whole chicken is covered. I just feel like this was a bland episode. And for me, I just really wasn't here for how this series ended. But it's over. It's done with. It happened. Those are my thoughts, okay? I'm just indifferent. I'm like, you know, it is what it is. At least I got a nice little buzz off of this, you know, sipping this while I've been doing this episode. But I'm going to miss you guys. I'm going to miss you guys so much. Like, I really look forward to doing Game of Thrones every week for you guys. And so now for my Shy fans, I can have more dedication to the Shy. I'm going to catch up on episode 6. They took a week off. I'll be back next week on time in the morning having your reviews. But if you guys, I'm going to be doing reviews for The Handmaid's Tale, for Claws, for Euphoria. So that's what I'm going to be doing in June. And also, too, I will be doing reviews for Pose. So, like, if you have any other TV recommendations, anything that's going to be starting in the next upcoming months, please, like, let me know. I'll be more than happy to do any reviews for you guys. But those are, like, my quick thoughts. Once again, please help with, I have my GoFundMe, my Patreon now. I'm really trying to do more interviews, really incorporating you guys, asking you guys questions so I can ask questions to the different actors and the different projects that I'm interviewing about, and trying to go to more film festivals just to get more exposure. So I really appreciate you guys always supporting me. So those are my thoughts on the series finale of Game of Thrones, you guys, season 8, episode 6. As always, my name is Sharana from Pay Your Weights, and if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and make sure you hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys soon, and I love you guys 3000. Bye!